All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Star Wars Visions, episode 8.
All right, so we are going into a new episode, new studio.
Yep.
This one has not done any of the previous episodes before.
And they've done Golden Kamuy, apparently, the anime, but other than that, they're really new. So okay, cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. It's nice seeing Disney giving options like this for another, smaller studio, or at least a
more up and
studio.
coming.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Previous episode was great, and this one's a 20-minute, so
Previous episode was a Trigger one though, so
that's true.
All the Trigger ones have been pretty solid.
I keep forgetting that was Trigger because it was so not Trigger.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But this one is 19 and a half minutes long, so it could be one of the more serious chunky ones.
Right, like this could be
exciting.
A show kind of episode.
Right, a more show concept one rather than one of the ones that's more like 12 minutes, or 13 minutes.
Yep.
But these are always really exciting, and y'all, let's get right into it. Oh,
I like it.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
3D.
The model looks really nice too.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got our bunny people.
Yep. Slave collars.
Yeah. Dang, that looks like a place in our world.
Yeah.
Shit. So much detail in the background.
Yeah, I love this. Okay.
Lop and Ocho. I want this to be wholesome, but
Right. 20 minutes, so a lot of time for things to change.
Yeah. Oh shit.
All right, just like that. Oh, okay.
What?
All right.
7 years later.
Did it not work out?
It did not work out.
Oh, and okay. All
That's
right.
the memory transition. Yep. Nice. Okay. Okay, sister. Okay.
So are they now like freedom fighters or something? Oh.
Shit.
Yeah, I think your vibe was right, Caleb.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Huh.
Well,
all right.
Here we go.
I'm surprised that the sister is so pro-Empire when they literally enslaved her adopted sister.
I don't think she understood that.
Oh.
And also that, yeah. Oh, okay.
All right.
Maybe her kind were brought here as slaves.
Slave labor, yeah. Or maybe she wasn't enslaved by the Empire. Gotcha.
Oh, no.
Damn.
This family's falling apart.
I thought the conflict was going to start with the dad, not the sister, before the time skip.
the Star Destroyer looming in the background is just the perfect way to do this.
Oh.
Shit.
Damn.
I love the way that scene was animated.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, oh. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Oh.
whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Jeez.
Okay. They ditched.
Sent them away.
Oh, sure.
Oh, or they ran. Yeah, yeah. They know what's coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's gone too.
Someone gonna take up the family sword.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I totally see it coming.
Yeah, because I was like, oh wow, there's no like, you know, lightsabers or force users or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably wanted to give it to his daughter as well.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, she. Oh, nice.
Yep, the Jedi symbol, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a cool shot, yeah. Here we go. Yep. It works so well as like the. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa.
Okay.
The Force, okay. But like runic. Oh.
A great warrior, like singular.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sword to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
And now I can die.
All right.
Are my daughters. Yep. Yeah. Oh, it's cool. It's like a speeder form of a blockade runner.
Yeah.
That's fun.
There's a
Of the
lot
Tantive
happening in
Four.
this episode.
Yeah, there's a lot happening. It's almost like.
Oh.
Jesus.
Okay.
Nice, nice.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Woo!
All right.
Oh my god.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Jeez.
All right.
Okay. There's another scar to add to his face.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes Zai. Oh, that was her mercy. Now he can't fight.
Yeah.
She could have killed him.
But there's something maybe poetic about that.
Yeah. He's lost. Yeah. Oh.
Ouch.
When she was the one that brought her in, yeah.
Right.
Oh, he held on to the hair. Oh, shit. Oh,
right.
shit.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, are those projected out from the hilt? Like,
I'm not sure.
that's such a cool effect having, like, the runes on the saber blade.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, TD. Oh, he's trying to show her the image.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
She's also now blind.
Yeah. Oh, the eyes. That was awesome. Nice. It's now morning. Whoa. Oh,
all right.
Oh, that was so cool.
All right.
Oh. Jeez.
Ooh. Okay.
Cool. That one was
Yeah.
that one was packed, but
Like, I think this might be the first, well, or maybe more the most prominent example from the ones that we've seen thus far where I actually felt like it had too much in it.
yeah, it definitely
Like-
had too much. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Yeah, it's a weird one because I loved what they were getting at, but it was almost like it was almost too ambitious. Yeah.
Right.
It
Didn't-
could have simplified some things
Yeah.
for sure. But very very fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one was
Lop and
gorgeous.
Ocho. This one was really
Like,
pretty. Yeah, the
the-
art especially. Like,
Oh yeah,
I
that whole
loved-
beginning sequence was stunning. Like,
yeah. Really, really good stuff.
Yep.
And then there was some clever uses of 3D for a lot of the bigger models of things like the Star Destroyer.
Yeah, Star Destroyer looked real good.
Yeah, and one of the things I thought that was kind of interesting about this one story-wise was I kind of got the idea of, okay, we have ourselves a society that is underneath the oppression of the Empire, but
Yep.
the Empire is doing the imperialistic nation-building diplomacy tactic, which is
Right.
we will help revitalize your infrastructure and all this stuff in return for political power, total political
Right.
power.
Exactly.
Which is interesting because, okay, there
Like-
were people, and this is the scary part about the idea of the Galactic Empire in the prequels and the A New Hope kind of in between kind of area. There is that there were people that probably were like this
Sure.
that accepted the Empire's
Yep.
rule for a combination of personal gain, but also a form of like,
It addressing a need.
it addressing a need.
in a tyrannical way, you know.
Right, in a way that you're like, well,
Yeah.
we'll be okay though.
Right, especially after like the Clone Wars and everything. It's like, yeah. And I absolutely
Ugh.
like cuz there was like, you know, you can definitely see where this is getting at like a conversation that is common in sort of like Japanese art in general, right?
Sure, yeah.
You know, of the whole imperialism thing versus, you know, like not, right?
The traditions, the family.
Sure, that too.
The idea
Yeah.
that what they had was something that had gone on for generations, and the daughter was willing to throw it away by basically
Yep.
saying, "We need to adapt and evolve." And it's like I understand that notion,
Sure.
but the very clear point of the naivete of the daughter by being like, you do realize why Ocho was there, right? Like,
Yeah.
like the way in which she was just like, hey, we're important in this area, so we can just do that. It's like there were others. There were others. Like
Yeah,
there's a very clear aspect of where I think the daughter treated almost like this aspect of Ocho as like a plaything, a pet, like just like almost
Right.
like, ooh, yes, a new fun thing, daddy, do whatever I say, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh.
Right.
Oh, I just loved how there was just enough that unsettled me about the daughter's like kind of casual like nature of we don't need to address the potential
The fact that you were a slave, you know?
trauma aspect of all that thing.
Right.
It's like we'll just free you. I'm like, yes, free her.
Cool. Right. Yeah. It's
Okay, yeah.
And yet maybe that very fact that like that could have been one of like it wasn't shown, so we like
Yeah.
you know,
It's
one of those things where
yeah.
having more time for this would have been really helpful, or just like it's the cost of all those awesome setup environmental.
That was why they showed in the beginning there was all the bunny people.
Oh yeah, and
walking.
it specifically was the Imperials
Yeah, it was specifically was the Imperials, and they were carrying crates, and they had chains around their necks and
and the collars.
chains
and
around their
stuff.
hands, and then collars.
Right.
So no, it was very clearly
Yeah,
a
okay.
thing of where.
Right. So then.
So she
then,
ran away, got out,
right, and then I
stealing
guess
food.
it was something where then it was more of the plaything aspect, and hence why she didn't care that the Imperials were doing all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, she chose to in some ways ignore that because
Right.
it didn't affect her. And then
Yeah.
in some ways, I really liked that they took the really tough approach story-wise by saying, we're going to potentially make the daughter really unlikable by having her immediately in the time skip showing conflict with the father so that we can set up the finale, which is the two daughters facing off against each other,
Yep.
which is awesome. But it was like, oh, whoa, like, like they were really banking on that first scene to be like, hey, you like her because she helped save Ocho. But to me, like, I got this like,
Yeah,
no, there's something fundamentally wrong with this planet,
Right,
and
there
these
was-
people are in power in this planet,
So
so they
it's
are
kind of
they
on
are
them.
profiting on something of this,
Right.
But then the daughter's like, oh, but you're the guy that does everything right, so we're gonna save her, right? And it's like,
right, and it's like, okay, how like there were a lot of things that were said that would have been helpful to have it be shown, because a lot of when this episode did the showing versus telling, it was awesome.
It was awesome.
Like, I would say that this probably had the most like or just the most impressive, like, here's the world kind of a thing of probably any of the episodes I've seen thus far.
Maybe.
Like,
I think there might be others that I kind of liked the presentation of more, but that was because it was more show than tell in a lot of
Sure,
ways.
yeah.
But yeah, this one had the most densely packed
right,
artistic
there we
expression
go.
of that
Yeah,
world.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right, with the opening bit of 30 seconds or whatever it was, or or a minute of all right, we're gonna show you what everything looks like, what life is like, and then we're also
But there was a narrator giving
and then
us...
we're also gonna have a narrator basically telling you what the Empire's place is in all this. Cool, awesome, love it. But as far as the character motivations, that was something where we really could have used a bit more, because
bit more. The time skip was pretty abrupt.
The time skip was pretty abrupt. Having 3 characters in a single episode is already, I would say, pushing it. And when you do a time skip, you're kind of doubling that, because you're having the characters of what they were like before and then how they are after.
Yeah, it's kind of 6 characters.
Right, because you still need to introduce them in each of those different setups, right?
So I think the time skip...
Maybe not the dad, because he's kind of the same.
Yeah, I think the time skip could have been basically not needed as being like I get what they were going for. I think the time skip was needed, but I think the point is that having it go immediately then to the conflict, and basically having the they just didn't have enough time.
Right, like,
I think the story was too ambitious.
Right, because the times where they decided to spend time on things in the showing, like the ritual of the handing of the lightsaber and all that stuff, that was so good.
That was wonderful.
I loved that. That was fantastic, right? But as a result of doing that, then you have less time for the other things. You have less time of establishing why these characters are in conflict with each other, right? And then it ends up being a lot of, like, basically exposition about their beliefs rather than actually showing why they believe the things that they do.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it was smart, though, to have the typical, we intro in space, but then we immediately go to the planet. And so while we're visually showing that planet, we use that free time for exposition. But maybe give that, like you could have shortened that a little bit more, and then just jump immediately to Ocho running around in the market trying to steal some food to survive. And then maybe, like, bumps into the daughter, and she's like, wait, why do you need to steal food? And we just focus on those two independent of the father.
Sure.
And then it's the thing of where she's like, I gotta go. And she's like, wait, no, come here. And it's this tug of war of like, wait, no, you're trying to bring me in. It's like,
right.
no, I'm gonna try to take you to my dad. You don't have to steal food.
Yeah.
And then there could be a little chase, and then bumps into the father, like, accidentally in the chase, so it's really convenient, and then they have a little conversation, and then time skip, maybe.
I would also almost even say that, like don't, like, there were a lot of elements in there, or there were a couple elements in this episode where it felt like, okay, we're going to spend time showing the conflict, but it's not the immediate introduction, it is not the climax or anything like that, and so it felt like it might not have been necessary. Like, the whole bit with the daughter being like, hey, Dad, it's okay, we can take her in, that, if you think about it, that could have been another 30 seconds that they could have shaved off to put somewhere else, right? Or
specifically, like, to build up, I would say, the characterization of Lope.
Yeah, or with the whole thing of the daughter in the post-time skip, where it's like, oh, what is her situation with the Imperials and whatnot? I loved the bit of her cutting the hair.
Yeah,
but
the scene on the bridge, like, was wonderful.
Like, that was wonderful for what we got out of it from like, character-wise, but from like, time constraints for the story, I feel like you could have eliminated a lot of the stuff that wasn't the conversation between the two of them, right? Like, you could have totally kind of cold cut, I think, to the kind of like the fight that she had with the dad, right?
Yeah.
So that way we don't need to set up for it. It's just, we're here, we understand what's going on, you know.
Yeah. Now this is just commentary on the idea that it's a weird setup, no matter what, to be dropped into a universe with a studio like this and just have to tell a mini story. So
Yeah.
that's already tough as it is. And props to them for being able to get 19 and a half minutes to do their thing here, because then they're like, we want to tell a little bit of a family drama. It's like, oh, wonderful.
Awesome. Love those.
Wonderful. Yeah. Way to go. I'm really excited that this episode kind of existed, because it tells a story that you don't usually see in Star Wars media, which is
and that is kind of where Star Wars started.
Yeah, an imperial perspective that
gotcha.
that is a bit like, no, we don't agree. Like, we as the audience fundamentally disagree with the daughter, and there's only really a couple, maybe one or two redeeming aspects about the daughter.
Right. Like, if not for the fact, like, I think maybe the biggest issue with this episode actually is that because it's a single episode, it couldn't explore the slavery angle. And
well, it's kind of maybe just
and
not
maybe
really
that's
possible to do well.
Well, right. And as a result of that, maybe you could have just like, because that makes it basically like objectively like, okay, daughter, what are, or sister, what are you doing? With
don't you see what they were doing?
Don't you see what they were doing?
And
right.
People like her.
And we kind of end up getting that, like, okay, she kind of didn't really see her as a sister after all.
Or maybe she got jealous.
Or maybe she got jealous.
Thought that she would be above her.
Right, but we don't actually know exactly what that is. And even if that were to be a sufficient explanation, it comes at the end. So for the beginning portion, it's just like, what's going on here? Whereas if the slavery wasn't a thing, then it's the, okay, they're doing these things to our planet, but they are giving us these benefits, and you did an attack on them that hurt some of our people, right? So then it feels a lot more of like a balanced
really
fight.
Want to war,
Exactly.
Yeah, that could be an interesting thing of the idea of we need to protect our people and our planet, yes, but is it worth going to war for that? And the father could be like, yes, and the daughter could be like, no. And that could create a more complicated plot.
Right.
But I think for what they were working with here is really good. I think the animation at parts like went into some really high level stuff.
Yep.
And it wasn't, I would say, consistent throughout, but I really, really now want to check out Golden Kamui, because if this is how they do a good job of what I would say is like really cool dynamic backgrounds for when they go into high animated stuff. Like they were very liberal with their application of like removing the background for the specific focus on let's get into the animation here and just let it be as crazy as possible. So that was really fun. And then also I loved the little through line of the image that the little screenshot captured, the photo that they took, the hollow image. I'm trying to find the Star Wars equivalent of photo in this. But that TD used that as the transition into the 7-year time skip, but then also trying to show it to the daughter, to Lup, as a way to be like, wake up, like, don't you see, we're family.
Right.
And then you saw that little like shimmer of her eyes, and that there is some aspect of the dark side corrupting her. So it wasn't just I abandon you all. There is something about like the fear, the anger, the hatred that overcame her in that instance. But that's also a fun little callback to A New Hope, where it's basically the help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. The droid shows the thing, and instead of it being this rallies the heroes, even like it was in The Last Jedi, when R2-D2 shows that to Luke, and he's like, that's a low blow. Like, that's playing dirty, basically. To us, the fans, it's like, oh, that's a sweet moment, but to her, it's just, nope, cuts that aside. And I thought that was a really emotionally powerful bit, because I felt like that was her moment when she was gone.
Right.
But up until that point, the daughter could have been saved.
And I love that
even though she had hurt her dad.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I love that it was something where the droid didn't just like show it, but it was like actively like charging her with it. Like,
I'm going to protect Ocho, and I will
that too.
Also sacrifice myself potentially for this.
Right. Yeah.
That was a really sweet moment.
Yep.
And also, you said you noticed something poetic about the dad losing the other eye.
Oh yeah, because like so the slavery angle kind of, I think, throws this out of the, because then it's not even at all the conflict, right?
Okay.
But if you don't have that, and the father is going for more of like the stuck in the past and things like that and too stubborn, he has all of these scars, right? He has a history. He has all of this pain that he has endured, basically, that has turned him into the man that he is now, right? And then if he's not willing to let it go, and he's constantly seeking to fight, right? You know,
Okay.
for what he believes in, you know, which is good and all, but sometimes that might not be necessary if, you know, things were a bit different, right? Then him getting to the point where he is willing to actually go into battle with his own daughter, right? That's pretty crazy. Like,
Yeah.
like I get that,
But we don't know how the fight started.
No, yeah,
I liked how they kind of cleverly didn't show that, so we
right.
don't know who's really at fault.
Right,
there.
but we still get the thing of like, you know, you'll always be my daughter and all this stuff, and like he says something to that effect and whatnot before he then charges back into the fight.
Right.
So the idea that then he loses his other eye, his good eye, right? He already had a limited perspective on the world, but then all of a sudden he doesn't have it, and then at that point he would really be reliant on other people. He would have to listen. He would have to, you know, like do all of these things that, you know, if the conflict between the father and the daughter had been a bit more even, you know?
Yeah, that's the part that I feel
really
like
cool.
is also weird about this, is that on the one hand, I like it in that I don't fully agree with either side here, because the father wasn't really doing this to get rid of the slavery issue on the planet. He was doing it to kind of maintain what he believed their family to be. And yet the daughter was like, no, what our family is headed towards is destruction.
Right.
So I'm going to join up with those that are, you know, brutalizing our planet and some of the people in it.
But those people came from off planet, so it's fine, you know.
There's It's a very like, oh, I wonder if at some point there's going to be someone that breaks down and analyzes this a little bit more, or maybe the studio is like, here was kind of like the thought process we had of what's being what are the things that we couldn't fit into this episode
Right.
that would have
made it a clearer picture. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like this is like 30% short of being like a premiere episode for a show.
Right.
It's just missing a good 30% of the story.
Right,
you know?
and the 30% that it's missing is pretty important.
It's really important.
Yeah.
So
also, one
cool
other
though.
little thing that I noticed that I thought was kind of odd. The droid was like traveling around with Lup or whatever in the beginning, right? When she was scavenging for food.
You mean Ocho?
No, the bunny.
Ocho is the bunny.
Oh, Ocho's the bunny?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure.
Oh no, yeah, no, Ocho's the.
Oh, Ocho. I've been calling them the wrong way.
Okay, yeah.
My bad. Yeah.
But
I got them mixed up.
But if the droid was traveling with her that whole time while she has this slave collar, and the droid is the one that cuts it off, why didn't the droid just do that earlier?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that's.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. There's a couple.
There's a couple
weird,
things, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. I honestly think that since they never addressed
The slave
slavery
thing.
angle, they should have never put it in if they weren't gonna actually bring it up.
I agree.
And I think it's the awkward thing of where they were like, we want to address it, but then Disney's like, we have to make this like,
Sure.
we don't want to upset parents and not letting their kids see this. This has to be
Right.
kiddish enough that, and it's like,
But that almost makes it darker when you don't bring it up.
exactly. It makes it
oh,
really
man.
potentially fucked up. So
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyhow, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the full-length timer version of this reaction, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.